And by the way, it's going to get worse because, hey, the Federal Reserve, I don't know how they're going to deal with this because you're looking at lots more inflation in the coming months, 4.9% of an increase in inflation right now. I'd even say it's actually worse than that, only because if you look at inflation, say on an apples to apples basis with where inflation was back in the late 70s, they changed the metrics in the 80s, so they don't account for any of this in the same way. I actually think you're looking at, on a 1978 adjusted basis, somewhere in the vicinity of probably 10% increase in consumer prices. And it's hurting middle America. It's hurting middle America really, really hard. And so he knows that. His party knows that. They know that he's old. They know that he, look, I'm not an ageist, but 80, you're getting up there. And he's not a young 80 at that, right? Like, let's just, call a spade a spade. This is a guy who's a very, very old 80. So he would have a tough time. I think what they say is going to be 86 when he leave office. He might have a tough time making it all the way through. And so who've they got in the wings? Kamala Harris. We'll get to her in just a second. But think about how challenging it is for him politically. There was a poll that just came out from Washington Post, ABC News, and it showed that no one really wants him to run. Like, no one. And it also showed that Americans are scoring Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis way higher on all of these policy issues that matter. So Joe Biden has no policy. Because he has no policy, he's going back to the well of dangerous stuff. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Like, we are so much better than that. We were at a point where we were getting beyond all that. They're like trying to take us back